Hi, I'm Cat Apple Games, and I built this white tiny house in The Sims 4. I tried to do a slightly different floor plan this time, so I gave it kind of a T shape and then I used my last little square as a chimney on top. The roof was really simple. I wanted a chimney in that little square, so I deleted the ceiling off it and I went looking for one that would fit. Obviously I was doing white, so I just used this base game one and raised it up to sit within the chimney. It was briefly too high, but I fixed it. And then for the roof texture, I put on this plain white one from the base game that's a little bit layered in the shingles. I put on a white eaves, and then from Cottage Living I decided to add some stone to the chimney and the sides of the house, but I did put a plain base game siding on the rest of it. I didn't have any specific aesthetic in mind for this house. I was just going for what can I get that's white, so I've got this growing together door. The window in the roof is from Strangerville, and then I've got base game ones towards the sides. I wasn't even particularly matching style on them. At first I was going to put 4 along the back wall. I got rid of those and put a Snowy Escape one in, which isn't even centered when I go inside, but I do change some of the walls anyway, so it's fine. I made the space for the bedroom a little bit bigger. I considered doing it with the bathroom, but decided against it. I put in Dream Home Decorator doors, and I just put the usual saucer lights in there as well. I used a cats and dogs whitewood floor. I put in a base game carpet, and then I used sleep bathroom for both the walls and the floor in the bathroom. I've got businesses and hobbies on the main walls and just a custom content in the bedroom, and I decided to warm up the lights a little bit. I went outside. I wanted columns to finish off the look of the house a little bit, so I put them on all the corners. They're from Cottage Living. I added an extra little window in on the bedroom there, and then I used a Grange mudroom tile to put as a patio area outside with a Strangerville fence. I used a base game gravel for the little walkway to the house, and then I decided I needed an outdoor light above the door, so I just used a base game one. And I decided the first thing I would work on is the bathroom. I went backwards and forwards on the counters a little bit, but then I just used base game with a base game sink on either side. For a mirror, I decided on a custom content one that covered the whole wall. I just quickly cluttered the counters a little bit and put up some hand towels and made sure they matched both sides. Got a base game toilet and then a life and death shower to fit in there as well. I ended up with a movie hangout curtain with Desert Lux rails because it was the only thing I could make look vaguely good. And then I decided to put in some bath mats and a little mat around the toilet as well, and I just got a bit of custom art up on the wall. I wasn't entirely sure of my layout yet, but I decided to do the kitchen next. I put in a custom fridge and then I quickly changed the lights back because it was making everything look a little bit yellow. I used a cool kitchen oven and a Home Chef Hustle sink. I put in custom counters and I used the matching upper cabinets as well. I just cluttered those with a bunch of stuff from different kits and custom content, and then I had a little moment of indecision but decided to do a living area next, which I put opposite the kitchen. I used a custom frame TV and a little sofa from Life and Death. I used an Enchanted by Nature chair in the corner and I put in shelves from the Book Nook kit in a white. I shuffled that chair a little bit so that it wasn't clipping, and then I got a paranormal stuffed table with some tiny living chairs for the dining area. I got a rug from Seasons, and then I decided to do a desk at the back as well, so I used one that was free on the marketplace with a Crystal Creations chair and a free marketplace computer as well. I put in a big plant from Businesses and Hobbies in one corner. I added a little radiator from Vampires and then a Cottage Living blind as well. I really wanted somewhere to put the wall post item, but I just didn't have the room anywhere that made sense. While I was looking through the clutter, I realised I didn't actually have a towel in the bathroom, so I used the tiny living shelf. I added the Grange mudroom post clutter, a phone from Everyday Clutter and a custom content item and custom wall art, and then I decided to do the bedroom. I used Modern Looks for the curtains in here. They are a little bit more beige leaning than white, but I couldn't find true white in everything in the end. I used a base game bed and a little table from Dream Home Decorator with a custom content lamp. I put in the usual open book and bits of clutter on the side table and arranged it so that it sat better on the surface. There aren't a lot of nice white rugs in this, but I ended up using one from Vintage Glamour under the bed. I put in a Grange mudroom cabinet and another Freemaker item from the marketplace as the mirror, and I just put up some custom wall art there. It didn't entirely fit the white colour scheme, but it was the best I could do. I put in a little white bin and I put a mailbox outside as well for a change. I thought about an outdoor bin and then decided against it because the money bin's inside. I couldn't decide what to do outside, but in the end I did end up with the Adventure Awaits in-ground hot tub and a little fire pit there as well. And for skill building I just put in an easel and I started doing my landscaping. This was a mix of a few things. I think most of it was cats and dogs and base game in the end, with some custom content thrown in as well. I had a few from Romantic Garden, which doesn't always work out, but they fit well in this situation. I was just looking for every item I could that had white flowers on it, so there's like bushes and hedges and those dogwood trees from cats and dogs as well. I put them along the front and sides of the house as well as along the front of the fence in the backyard. I was trying to make it look fairly busy with a range of different heights and colours, although they are all white. Once I'd got everything I liked, I was done, so enjoy the screenshots. Please consider a like and subscribe.